This is D's McNuggets on Twitch. All right, YouTube, what up? It's Nisi. We got Jayce versus Darius, the classics. I do Mondays normally. When I get back from Korea, I'm gonna open it back up to like full time, pretty much. And I'm planning on I'm bringing back Boost Day Tuesdays when I get back from Korea, and I'm probably stepping out of solo queue. Good all in. Look good to me. I really want to jam and get the fuck out of here. You needed to. One criticism I have about this is that you didn't push that wave as fast as you could have. You canceled your auto, which would have made it a little cleaner, but that's not a big deal. As soon as this ends, switch forms and cue the wave, and if you can sneak forward, this is advanced. I'm giving you this because of the all-in that you did. So, we kill him. That's great. We have Ignite, though. I want to try to get as much out of this as I possibly can. I'm going to assume... Well, Shaco could show up sometimes, which kind of sucks. But this is what I would be thinking. I've got plenty of minions to play with. I don't think I die very often in minions versus Shaco without any items, so because I got so much health. But either way, this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to try to shove this as fast as I can. Then... Thank you, Naughty Streamer. Love you. I'm going to move... I'm going to move to here, to that point. And I'm going to try desperately to pull, because the minions are going to come up. The minions are going to come up to here. If I can, I'm going to try to get the minions to aggro towards me in this corner so I can get all of my minions under the tower, as many as possible before running away and backing, okay? Because he's just going to TP a lot. And he's going to be able to stop the push. So, thankfully, he actually TPs super late. And lets us push in anyways. Which I'll take. I hope that didn't just go over your head, what I was saying. I was basically saying... Spam your fucking abilities... and wind up here, alright? So that we can try to pull as much under tower as possible. Because if Darius was good, as soon as he would have spawned, TP to the wave. And then you would have been stuck on the backside of the lane. Thankfully, let you shove under, though, which is cool. This is a trade that I don't like, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you can't follow it up with much, and you're burning like half your mana pool to do it. I would much rather you just passively take all the CS here, and just kind of take this as a moment of just, you could just collect yourself, get all the farm, chill out, breathe. But burning half your mana pool is a little sketch, because you're not going to get that mana back anytime soon. You're going to have to wait a long time to get it back. So I would be emphasizing more on just hitting the CS than doing anything else right now. And that way now, if the wave was pushing out, you'd have a full mana pool to work with. And then you can start laying into this guy a little bit more with minions to back you up. It's a problem that I have with Jayce myself, and that it's taken me a little bit to get over. It's the fact that if you're not going the tier build, you don't really get to like just spam harass the guy and... to poke and prod at him. It's more about you're maintaining a presence in the lane just by calmly auto-attacking, and if anyone, like if you get ganked or Darius tries to go ham on you, you can basically just turn into him with your full combo, bat him into minions. With Ignite, you probably got the kill because you have your full mana pool to work with. It's more of like a one and done type of playstyle as opposed to a poke and prod like you would expect out of Jayce. Especially with the builds like people are going now, where it's like the armor pen, or the lethality, I should say, as opposed to the early tier. So that's how I want you viewing the lane phase. Whenever you're doing your full combo, it's to get a lot of fucking damage off. So it needs to be in line with minions, backing you up. The guy's all-inning you, or he's pressing into you in your space where he shouldn't be. The jungle's coming, so you're gonna just basically blow your load on that guy. But it's more about just keeping space, autoing, less of spamming your full combo. If you're gonna poke at all, it's just gonna be empty Qs, no E, just Qs, no gate. All right. Notice your mana pool here. This would not be the case if we didn't spend it here. You see what I'm saying? Now we would have been able to have another rotation to kill this guy. Use your, if you're not going to jam here, you need to use your melee form to build up your mana. If you're not going to try to get a lane. I'd probably be getting in a lane. I don't like being here. Yeah, we don't have the mana pool. This is a mana pool issue, all this. We don't have kill potential here very often without mana. Which is what I hate. So I think we should have, once we identified that he had backed, we should have just probably shoved, backed, reset, grabbed our items. You're up in double farm anyways, so we could have converted that into item lead. Okay, so he does get way out of line there, which is cool for us, whatever. Yeah, that's why I'm hammering on it, is because it's a... Kid's just feeding us. Which is why I'm hammering on it, because I play a lot of Jayce, so I know how it feels to, like, waste that pool. It really sucks when we want to actually apply pressure to the lane. As well played by you. Lane is pretty much snowballed now. And the only, like, the key thing is, yes, you're winning, and yes, the results are good, but just keep that in mind going forward so you have cleaner results. Interesting. He got rift. One thing about this instance here of harass. You're actually doing okay. You're mixing in turret shots. They're fine. I really want the turret down, if I can, and I kind of want to transition into like a mid-game poke. Okay, you just fucked up hard. When Jinx shows, that always means two people are there. In this instance, and I don't know why, it's Darius. Normally it's going to be their support. But either way, when Jayce shows, you need to be spacing out and getting vision, because we don't have vision of River, and a lot of times Brandon's going to show up or Shaco's going to show up. Someone's showing up. Again, don't know why it's Darius, whatever. But you didn't react. You didn't react with the sense of urgency that I wanted to see there. When a top lane rotates, or I'm sorry, a bot lane rotates to top, be very respectful of that rotation and kind of assess. Like, stop for a second, be like, okay, why is Jayce here? What items does Jayce have? Can I one-shot this guy? Is his support nearby? All those things need to come in. Okay? So you shouldn't have been wasting flash, because if we go back... Hold on. Sorry, I missed it again. But basically, as soon as Jayce shows here, you need to be like, what? And you need to back up and figure out what the fuck's going on. Because 9 times out of 10... Now, we see Brand as bottom, but, like, I still think Shaco's coming some of the time. She's moving because bot turret's down. She's going to pressure top. Your responsibility is to react to this and be like, all right, there's definitely 2 people here. She's not just going to show alone. Ever. Okay? Either Shaco's here, Brand's here, Darius is here, somebody's here. So program this in your brain in the future as a top laner. It's going to happen, like, probably less than 15% of the time, or you're going to deal with this at 15 minutes like this. But when it happens, I want your brain being like, oh yeah, remember when Nisi said... This always means there's 2 people here. I need to step back and just take a breather here and see if I can land poke, see if there's a more sensible window that I can find to maybe blow up Jayce. But staying under turret's very dangerous. I think it was more of a you kind of got locked mentally into the idea that you were 1v1 and you forgot that, like, that circumstance changes the situation greatly. But I do admit that it's rare. Like, the guy rotating top is not going to happen very often. But when he does, with a mobile ADC rotates top, it's best to assume that he's not retarded and trying to suicide, and it's more likely that he's bringing his teammates with him. For whatever reason. I thought it would be Brand and Jayce, not Jayce and Darius. Doesn't make any sense. Good pressure on the tower. That's all great. Positionally, here's when you needed to space back, because fed or not, you don't have flash. And it only takes 1 arrow. So see how you keep positioning offensively here? It's too much. You needed to be here, okay? Without flash. Like, if you have flash and you want to play aggressive and you want to try to make a pick, that's one thing. But see, if you have flash, you get out there every time. I think you may be A-ramming a little too much here. You were pretty big on your own, and I think that you could take anybody that challenges you. I don't like that we've transitioned into this group mid over and over thing, because there was really no one was going to stop you. If Darius shows up to defend you, you can kill him. If Shaco comes top, you can kill him. If Jayce shows, you can one-shot him. Syndra can maybe... No, Syndra... Yeah, Syndra can maybe kill you, but, like, she's never going to leave mid. So it's literally the 4 other bodies who you can all kill. So I don't like how we went into ARAM mode yet. I would have liked to see ARAM mode off of winning a tower, shoving for the tier 2, and then going into ARAM mode. I think would have been better, because then you could have used Fog to EQ and to show up for a quick, like, EQ into Siege, and then resume pushing top, and then resume Siege, etc. This, like, sitting mid, like, twice now, I don't get it. I don't understand. Because this tower is really low. Like 1 auto low. And you could probably even 2v... Not that I want you to push into 2v1, because I just don't like that as Jayce very often with tanky top lane and Shaco and shit. I would much rather you just push in and then rotate. But the fact that your default move is ARAM, given like where you're at in relation to everyone else, I think is a mistake. In my opinion. And some reason Darius, like, he could have just pushed in, and you see that's the problem with this too, is that he could have, if he was an intelligent human, he could have just pushed this in, and then basically he still has lane control even though he shouldn't at all. The reality is, like, if you push to him, he has no lane control. So it would be much better for you to push, take tower, shove, and then roam, than let him. Now, he's retarded, so he's like, hey, Jayce, you haven't killed me recently. And then he just walks into you. I don't understand why. But let's assume that he doesn't do that. And then that's going to make this a lot better for us. You see how we're never getting top pushed into tier 2? That's what I don't like. That's that shit I don't like, dude. Don't know what Jinx is doing there. He exhausted. He had a pretty good time there. Good back with the wave pushing. Just back and hold top. No, they took your top farm. That sucks. Yeah, honestly, this is actually very similar to the Jax that we just watched. In that, like, you were more lane dominant in this particular instance, but the story seems very similar. I don't know what you were so afraid of. I don't know why you didn't want to. You have mobility. You have 40% CDR. I don't know why you were so scared to draw people to you first and then move. Like, I'm not even saying split. I'm legitimately saying push in, then move, because no one can deal with you. And then you always have the initiative on every fight. On every single fight, you always make it so that Darius has to consider missing farm. And you could always, like, look to pick Shaco with Ignite in the jungle. A lot of ARAM. And yeah, sometimes you're going to show up in mid and you're going to run people over. But like I said, stick to the reliable stuff. You know who you can 1v1 and 2v1. You know that if you get hit in a team fight with CC, you might not be able to make it out of that. Yeah, but even still, I'm not even saying really split in the traditional split sense of like trying to win that tier 2. I'm just saying push towards it, then move. A lot of matchups hard for me to split. Oh yeah, I know. The only reason I'm saying it is because this one it isn't. I know how hard it can be to split with Jayce. You guys get Baron. That's the only reason I'm pointing it out, is because it's obvious to me that you just didn't feel comfortable with it for whatever reason. And there's just no way. There's no way you're dying very often. Unless you're just dumb and don't put wards down ever. Because see, this is what scares me more. And in this spot, it's just a mini-map issue. Pressure is removed. There's no pressure here from anybody. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm literally the only thing that anyone has to focus on. It is technically... I see Nami, I see Twitch. I see Nami, I see Twitch leaving. I see Darius pulling them away. And I'm gone. And I'm out. Ghostblade out. Out. See how you come back in here? Because there's no pressure. Lee's not on a tower. No one's on a tower. I'm out. That little stutter is what gets you caught. These kids are goobers. I don't mind you putting pressure on the tower like that. We just have to constantly be cross-referencing, like, someone coming, someone coming, someone coming. Is my team pushing? If Lee was on the bottom tower with Baron minions pushing, then yeah. Just keep faking. Just keep faking aggression. You don't have to stay on the tower. Just fake aggression. Think of when you watch me play like Tryndamere, and I literally just, like, the Baron minions will be here and I'll be standing here, right? Think about that same concept. That's all you're doing. You literally just power up the Baron minions and stay all the way to the back. With the intent of, like, running, and you'll be fine. You won't get killed there. Just wait. Let your newbies figure out how to play the game, and you just try to maintain your lead. As safely and as efficiently as possible. Yeah. Give your teammates a minute to rotate in and you'll be fine. You gotta remember, newbies are always gonna be slow. Oh, Lee, you just went on Darius. You did live. Okay, well, we know that's the clone. I'm very scared of this Syndra here. Wow, this Shaco's actually playing this incredibly smart. Actually. Yeah, now you gotta reset. You gotta leave. You can't be here anymore. You gotta go. Yeah, you get punked. So, after Shaco cuts the wave like that, he basically just shit on you guys, so you leave. He killed Twitch somehow, he cut the wave, just go top, reset. He reset it at that point. You're not going to be breaking a tower, you're not going to be doing anything anytime soon there. So yeah, you basically just get punked by him. And that's just well played. That's like that, having him cut the wave like that is super rare. I don't know what the randomness is about. We're about 35 minutes in. This is where I feel useless. If I hadn't died earlier, a lot of this could have been avoided. Yeah. And, I mean, I've been there, dude. I've been there. Trust me. There's a lot, though, in this game. There's the lack of split push pressure. It's not even, like I said, it's not even really split pushing with the intent of taking tier 2. It's more like split pushing to fuck with the jungler, apply pressure to tier 2, consider roaming the mid, and just in general abusing that you're better off 1v1 there or 1v2 than you are grouping, because your mates aren't going to be very reliable. I view Lee Sin, LeBlanc, Twitch as skirmishers. You don't even really want to ARAM with those guys anyways. Yeah, I mean, and that's what it comes down to, right? It was that you had one of those games where you were gifted a very shitty lane opponent, and we have to maximize value out of that. And generally, the way to get value out of a shitty lane opponent is to just relentlessly aggress. Kid steals Baron. Nice. Twitch pushing mid. Dude, you need to go get the wave. Go get this. Yeah. You guys... Someone should have went and grabbed the wave there, I think. Because you guys, all three of you, basically just give them vision of you all just standing around. Doesn't do anything. You'd be better off, like, grabbing the wave or rotating to mid to help Twitch or something. But just standing there is pointless. And Darius is like big enough now so he can actually deal with us, which sucks. Pretty good game though. So you guys get Elder and lose? Alright, let's see what happens here. Go top. You should have swung to top here as opposed to standing in mid. You eventually do not go to top. I don't know why. Yeah, Shaco collects all that. And you guys lose after that Lee Sin play? Holy fuckaroni. Yeah. That's when we lost. And here's the thing. I think that this was a pretty winnable one. Depending on some like late game decision makings. Your laning was fine. You got the lead. You abandoned pressuring. After the drink showed up randomly, your brain melted. And you just didn't go back into top anymore. And you wouldn't push up. You have to constantly be like, can I do this? Can I deal with these two if I go top and split? And then, can I take tier 2? My guess is you probably couldn't get away with taking tier 2, but you could have definitely gotten away with shoving to tier 2, not going for hits at all, and just moving through the jungle and finding Shaco would have been A plus. Beyond that, the issues that I saw were A-ramming a lot. There was A-ram a lot. And there was times where like you could have pushed like before you could have left and backed and pushed side towers, but you got caught fighting. Your team fighting was fine and everything, but you're just leaving the game to chance. You had a huge lead that you could have just pulverized this guy, and you just left it to chance. And yeah, even though you did well, your KDA was sick. You're playing Jayce late game, right? And what do I always say about Jayce late game? He fucking sucks. Late game, he sucks. Royally sucks dick. If we get to this point where the game's dragged on, I never feel too good about it. I'm always like, oh my god, I can never even kill anyone unless I'm a god and they're out of position. Like, that's why I'm very big on like, all right, early game lead, take tower, pressure tier 2, rotate to mid, blow someone up, move to the next tower, the next tower, the next tower. Just knock them all down, because once we get to the, I honestly think it's like 30 minutes plus. Like 30 minutes plus, you may as well be playing a fucking rain. Like you better underfed misfortune. I swear to God, that's how I feel sometimes. It's just how it is. It's just how I feel with Jayce. But yeah, let's see. Looking at your item build, I guess the Banshee's Veil is fine. I don't believe it was the items that lost. Truly, I really don't. I think that yeah, you could go the QSS item and get a little bit more value out of your lead, but like I don't think that fucked us. I think it was more that we just didn't have a good objective focus. Champ.gg says his win rate goes down about 7%. I mean, that's not even me looking it up. That's just, I did the 100 games to Diamond, and that's just how it feels. If the game is 30 minutes longer, you might as well not be playing them. And that's just from raw volume of playing Jayce a fuck ton. That's why I know that. But yeah, it totally makes sense. Like, he can't fucking do anything. His EQ does no damage. His EQ does no damage late. He's got really short auto attack range, so he never gets to set up his own shit, and that's what bums me out about him. But yeah. Cool. Excellent replay, dude. It was very well played. It's just macro shifting and like recognizing like, okay, yeah, if it's a fucking a Wukong jungle and a Malphite top, yeah, I don't want to push into that. But if you're dealing with like a laner that you can clearly dominate with a jungler that really can't stop me, I'm gonna do my thing and I'm gonna push into tier 2 and pressure that way. Okay. All right, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. You're all amazing. I love you. Like, subscribe, all the bullshit. I'm out. Peace, cracks. Thank you so much.